Hello, lovelies. It is Tuesday. Bring it on in here. It's time for Tuesday's tip. That's right. Boy, there's all kinds of new things on Facebook. There's stuff popping up all over the place. So come on in here. Let's see what you got. Who's here? Oh my goodness, while I'm here, there's Margot. Hi. I'm making my stuff. Corliss, hello. How are you? Who else is here? I'm looking for you. There you go, Jackie. Hi, Norma. I see you all walking in here. Hi, Denise. Hello. Okay, I see all of you. Look who's here. It's Amber. Say hi to Amber. That is our stellar customer service rep. She's been with us about a month. We just love her to death. Marianne and Helen is here. Good to see you guys. Come on in. Catherine, hello. Good to see you. Today is our last day for supplement of the week, so we got to get on that, guys. There's Joanne and Arla. Yes. Do you like my top? I bought this top because it has daisies all over it. It reminds me of my mom. I miss her. I've been seeing lots of butterflies lately, so, you know. Hey, Doris and Juanita, and there's Beverly. Good to see you all. Thanks so much for showing up. Lizzie's in the house. Yay. Yes, it is Tuesday's tip. We're all about that. There you go, Joanne. You've got Amber, you've got fans already. Heather's in the house, so's Kathy. Sarah's here. There we go. Sarah, I saw that you ordered your kit. I wrote you a little note. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for showing up. Emily's here. You guys, Sandy, look at you all. I need a romper room thing. I'm gonna get one just because I think I need that. Hello, Marlena and Julie. So good to see everyone. All right, so let's get down to it. I got a few things for you today. I think Emily takes notes. That's my girl, Emily. Yay. So, you know, of course, we always start, we have a supplement of the week, we have a quote of the week, we do things on a regular basis. We always do things on a regular basis. The reason we do is because it helps us to feel secure and sound. And today, we're gonna be talking about getting off our butts and to stop being complicit, or rather complacent. Emily, hold on until tomorrow. Hint, hint, hint. Hold on until tomorrow. Don't order until tomorrow. Because we might be doing something with hot milk mix tomorrow. Just might. Heads up. Listen to me. I'm just blowing it all up. You know, I absolutely adore my hot milk mix. It's just the thing. And it is a game changer. Once you're hooked on it, you know. Anyway, so let's get on with the day and on with the show, so to speak. Our Get Lean CLA, this is the last day for it. If you buy 3, we'll put a 4th one in your cart. We'll also send it to you free if you put ships free in the promo window when you're checking out. Of course, if you live here in the United States. Here's the thing you need to know though. This Get Lean CLA, this particular one has been tested for 6 months. And guess what they found out? They found people who took this particular supplement ended up with less belly fat and less thunder thigh fat. Thunder thigh fat, that's, you heard me right. And they didn't do anything. So can you imagine if you put this whole thing on steroids and you make a decision for yourself to hot milk sprint, to hot milk whey, to do whatever it is that you're doing and to throw your butt on the bike, doing whatever it is that you do? Can you imagine if you did that and took this? Well, I would say that you're gonna have some results, that's all. That's my thought. If you spend over $200 in our store, we send you this cool little mindful mug, and it's so cool. Norma's drinking her hot milk mix right now. This is when I start on mine. It's good stuff, I'm telling you. It does everything. Our quote of the week is here. Looky here. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but dream. Not only plan, but believe. I love this because it puts 2 verbs and 2 nouns in the whole thing. We need to dream, we need to believe, but we also need to act and plan. So if we put all of that together, we've pretty much got a game plan for the day, don't we? We have a game plan for life. This is an amazing quote, so I love this. So love that quote. And want to remind you to get signed up for Full Bloom in Living Color. It is happening just a week from this Saturday. Can I just tell you about that? Man, it is something. This is something you need to get signed up for. It's a full day of getting your life to the next level, of being mindful. And it's not just a bunch of platitudes and positive thinking, la, la, la. You've heard enough of that. But it's actual stuff that you can take to the bank, you can take action on and use. And the swag bag, by the way, is to die for. We've been having a blast. Jenny and I have been working on it. It's gonna be amazing. Go get yourself signed up. That's what you know the drill. savingdinner.com/bloom. And you can get signed up. Marla's going to be joining me too. So she's got some great stuff about this. You know, we've worked through a lot of this stuff together. Plus, we're going to talk a little bit about friendship, and we're going to talk a little bit about community. You know, I have to tell you, these are things that we need to take to the next level. We do. These are things that just absolutely 100% move the needle in your life. And when we do these things, we invest our time and our energy on things that make a difference, we can see the impact of that. And I'm watching all of my lovelies here making comments and saying things, and I've watched you. I've watched you all for over a year, you know, and I've seen changes in your lives. And I want that for everyone. I want to see that happen. Marla and I are also doing Cruising Through the Holidays. That is our Get Ready for the Holidays thing. And we're doing it early October 10th to be precise. The reason why? Because when the holidays do come up, you're going to be planned out. You're going to have all the things in a row. You ever heard about getting your ducks in a row? Well, we're going to show you exactly how to do it. It's going to be really fun. And that you can find at savingdinner.com/cruise. Get yourself set up. And the Q&A is, of course, on Friday. And Friday is when I answer all the questions you have about nutrition, food, whatever it is. You know, I have questions, right? So get those questions in, send them in to support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday, you know, cooking, whatever. I've had people ask me to actually do my hair. And I've done my famous bun, you know. I will almost do anything. I will not tap dance for you. I won't do, you know, I don't do sleight of hand. I don't have magic tricks, but I will answer questions. So there you go. Did you come last night? Did you see our collagen webinar? Listen, if you don't understand or know about collagen, if you don't get it, that it's a structural protein, and I'm talking structure for your entire body, you're going to be blown away. And as a matter of fact, you're going to see a picture of me. Remember, I keep telling you this. 2013, 2018, and 2020, the difference in my skin. You will see the jawline. You will see the skin and the neck. You'll see all of it. Catherine said webinar was fab. Thank you. It was a short, easy one, but you know what? It gave you all the information. And I'm telling you, it's not, it is, I'm not blowing smoke here and just saying, hey, yeah, everything's changed. I give you the visual proof. So you'll see that in that webinar. So go get it, savingdinner.com/collagen if you don't have it all signed up. And we also had a special deal with a $50 off a kit. So all I can tell you is this: if you want a screaming deal, grab that. You can see it, savingdinner.com/collagen kit. But I would strongly suggest you go watch the webinar, because you will see the changes. I'm giving you the visual. And plus what happens on the inside is just amazing. I love that stuff. You know? Makes a difference, doesn't it? So today I want to talk about getting past complacency, because oftentimes we get complacent. We think everything's just hunky-dory. And I'm not saying you really need to be dissatisfied with your life, but if we are to have a growth mindset versus a stuck mindset, we have to be looking at our lives from the perspective of what's next. You know, what's next? In that we're expecting that we have all of this wonderful stuff in our lives. We have a lot of things yet to be discovered, yet to be experienced. If we're complacent, we're going to miss out because we're just going to say, yeah, well, you know what? I'm just happy with where things are, and that's just the way it is, and blah, blah, blah. And then we settle. Maybe that puts us in the place of being, I don't know, mediocre, dare I say it? I don't want that for you, because if you don't push yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. You know, sometimes they will. This is one of the reasons why I got that Peloton behind me, is because I need to be pushed for certain things, but I also need to push myself. I know what it is that I need. I know what it is that I want to do in order to move forward, in order to get to the next level. And it's not because I don't love my life. It's not because I don't think that I have a good life, or I'm unsatisfied or whatever. But I believe that all of us are put here on this planet for a purpose. For a purpose. And you know that purpose for everyone is exactly the same thing? I'm serious. We're here to help one another. We're here to help and to be a light for somebody else. Do you see that? Do you feel that calling in your heart? I believe that's our purpose. I believe that's our heart. I believe God created us this way. We're here to do his work. We can't do his work if we don't see the purpose. How do you like that? You need to understand that you're here for a reason, on purpose, put here by the divine. Put here by the divine. And when you understand that, all the things line up. Then you're no longer complacent in your life. You are now purposeful. You're now mission-oriented, and that you see things from a different perspective. You know, in my coaching, I can tell you, I've thousands of women, and every single woman, whatever it is that they are doing in their lives, when they start to just talk about being depressed, or just not themselves, or they don't feel good about themselves, or whatever it is, when we start taking our eyes off the jeans for just a minute, you know, and I'm talking about the jeans that you wear and the size that you want to be and all of that. I'm saying instead, take a look at what your purpose is. It's amazing how incredibly different your perspective is when you start to see, I have a purpose. I have a meaning. I'm here on purpose. I am God's own here to affect change in my little circle, in my little world, in my little community. It makes all the difference in the world. And let me just say this, that if you don't feel that, I want you to do an analysis of what you see in your life. What do you see? What's going on? I have a lot of women that I have coached who have been called. Again, I believe this is a purposeful call by God to take care of elderly parents. There's a blessing that comes with that. Look it up in the Bible. There is a blessing when you take care of those elderly parents. And it's not fun. It is not a cakewalk. It's hard. I did it for 2 years. I know what it feels like. I know that thing. And that's why today I'm wearing this shirt. This shirt has daisies all over it. It was my mother's favorite flower. You know why? She said daisies make her happy because they look so cheerful. Gotta love that. My mother, I've shared with you, was a real hand-wringer. That's how she was all her life. The last 2 years of her life, boy, was she ever a hand-wringer. My whole purpose at that point was not only to care for her, but to calm her and to bring her to the place of understanding that she was loved, she was cared about, and she was secure. She had a rough childhood growing up. She really did. My grandmother, Earthquake Edna, I think I told you, she was a psychic, and she read tea leaves and did all this stuff, and it was kind of weird and out there. And she also allowed my mother to be raised by other people. So my mother and my grandparents, believe it or not, were divorced early, which was like a big weird thing. You didn't do that back in those days. So here's the thing that I saw with my mom, is she didn't get that security that she needed so badly from her family of origin. And how many of us are in that place of not getting what we need? My mother played a lot of catch up in her older years and, while I was growing up. And in our family, it was just each man for himself. There was a lot of dysfunction in the junction. And not that we weren't loved or cared about, but we were pretty much on our own to figure things out. There was no advice giving, no coaching really, no like, this is the college you want to go to, none of that stuff. My parents were involved in their own stuff. My dad was, he lived World War II. He ran for bomb shelters in England. He knew what it was like to be hungry. So my parents had different perspectives. Both of them, of course, they were immigrants. We were immigrants here. I'm Canadian, born Canadian. And what I recognized so much after all of this and after my mom passed and everything was that it is our duty as human beings to show up for one another, and that God calls each one of us to a purpose. And it's not to just get wrapped up in all of our stuff, but it's to reach out with the experience that we've had and help somebody else through it. Do you get where I'm going with all of this? I see that as such a purposeful thing. I see that as hands who've helped elderly people to be kind and to love them up even when they're having a hard time, or helping a child of yours or someone else's that's disabled that needs a loving touch. To be that teacher who speaks loving kindness to a child who maybe is bullied a little or pushed aside. We all have a purpose to bring each other into the circle of humanity and to love them up. This is purposeful stuff. And when we do this, we feel better about ourselves because we realize that we are an instrument of peace, as Francis of Assisi said. We can be an instrument of peace. Have you noticed that the world's just a little bit upside down right now? And there's all this fighting and just, Americans against Americans and all this junk going on, all this stuff that just makes me want to take a shower. Cootie factor is on a high level and I just don't like it at all. It makes me sad. It breaks my heart. And yet, I know that I am here for a purpose, to be an instrument of peace, to bring joy to somebody's life if I can, to reach out and to say, I care about you. I'm not going to be complacent about that. I'm not going to be smug in here's my little world and I've got this. I want to be the woman who says to you, I care about you. And I want you to believe it back. Priscilla, I just sent you a note, by the way, so watch your inbox. When you're complacent, you're settling for a mediocre life. You are. Because you don't know the power that's within, because you're not looking for it. And when you stir that pot and you see the things that are within and you see the stuff that you're made of and you see the strength that you have, and you no longer use these excuses and rationalizations as your safety net so you don't have to go beyond, then you're going beyond that wall. You're going beyond that fence. You're going beyond what everybody else, all the construct of society, and saying, I am willing to risk a little bit and maybe even get hurt. I am willing to go out and do something a little bit and put my hand out and help. And to be that voice of purpose, that voice of mission, this be a conduit for God, an instrument of peace. That is one of my favorite sayings ever, Francis of Assisi. Let me be an instrument of your peace. You ever feel that way? I want to bring the calm. I want to bring the peace. I want to say to everyone that you count. You're important. You're here on a purpose, on a mission. And to be complacent is to waste your gift. Do you see that? Feel that, okay? Feel that for a minute. That let it sit in your heart. Meditate on this and understand that who you are is who you're supposed to be, and your gifts are all within, and you're called to use them to help other people. Now, how that's going to show up, I don't know. Do we need to know? Or do we just need to reach out in faith and know that God is going to show up? He's going to give us the ideas and the ways and the audience and the people and everything that we need. I have never, ever been disappointed in asking God for help. He's always shown up. He's always shown up, and he's shown me very plainly that when you are purposeful, you're doing his work. And when you're helping other people, you're doing his work. So if you're a homeschool mama right now and you're just kind of going crazy with all the homeschool stuff and trying to keep a house and trying to do all the things, you are called to a very high purpose. You know that? That is a high purpose, to raise and mold other human beings. If you're taking care of an elderly parent, you are doing God's work. You're called to that purpose. Every time I remember when I was taking care of my mom, and I'm going to try not to cry, but I remember when it got hard, and I'd be washing her hair and she'd be gasping for air. She had COPD. I just remember thinking to myself, you know, how much I loved her, how much I cared about her, and the whole thing was so difficult. But how much more difficult for her was it than me? You know, it was my privilege to take care of her. And at the time, you know, I was looking, I've got things to do. I've got a business to run. I've got this, that, and the other thing. But I also had a divine calling on my life to take care of my mother. And you have that too. You have a divine calling on your life to step out of complacency and to step into purpose. And if you're taking care of an elderly person, when you are getting pushed a little bit, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how much you love that parent. When you're dealing with a child that's out of control, I want you to sit down on the ground with them and think about how much you love that child. You have the ability to step out of your complacency and into your purpose. And when you do that, not only are you going to create a memory, not only are you going to be able to look back and think about how much love you have and how much that time was so precious, but you're also doing God's work. You are doing God's work. Bless you. These are important times, and it's not easy. I'm never going to tell you it's easy. It gets hard. But we always have the moment to sit back and to say, and tomorrow it will be a little bit easier. And tomorrow I'm going to be more present. And tomorrow I'm going to love more, because that is your purpose by God himself. And that's why you're here. I don't want you to ever, ever forget that. And I want you to leave, and promise me, pinkies up, leave the complacency behind. Leave it behind. It's time for you to step into your purpose, and you can't do that being complacent. But what you can do is you can look for the opportunity to be the instrument of peace, to be the hands of God, and to do his work. You're called to that. You believe it? I do. Thanks for joining me today. Oh, I want to get off. I want to leave and just have a good cry. It's just one of those days. I appreciate all of you. You're the best. So if there's anything that I can do to you and you need something from me, you can always reach out. You just send it an email to support@savingdinner.com. If you have an email for me and you want to communicate to me, I answer every single one of them. Pinkies up. Wouldn't lie about it. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for showing up, and I will see you tomorrow. And for those of you who are in part of Take Back Your Life, we have a masterclass tonight. Don't forget about that. Okay? That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bless you. I appreciate you. You're the best. Peace be with you.